Mother's Day. Mother's Day has many layers in grief. Maybe you're grieving the loss of your mother who is no longer physically present. Or maybe she is physically present and doesn't know who you are. That is the anticipatory grief, where maybe they're dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's, memory loss. That is a form of grief for a child who is grieving their mother. And one of the things that I have learned about grief is that sometimes our bodies know what maybe we ourselves don't know. Maybe you've been feeling a little off kilter this week and you don't know why. There's a different set of anxiety or a stress that has been a little bit heavier than you normally would be. And that is because as Mother's Day had us approaching, your body was caring for the loss. Hi, and welcome. I'm Maria Balanek, bereaved mom, certified grief educator. And my focus is going to be on, well, actually it is, on child loss of any age. And I kind of use the term child quite loosely. Whether your child was a nanosecond or 100 years old, as a mom, as a mother, your child is always a child to you. And I believe that is quite natural, quite normal when we say that. And the focus on Mother's Day, and I'm going to include all mothers whose child has passed away, who has died, in any circumstances. Because as a mom, we are not going to count how our child passed away. We're not going to judge someone else because we know what that pain is. And that is something that I want to address for today. Is because when we see families that are together, that have their living children, and I'm not talking about surviving children, I'm talking about they have not experienced their child dying. We at times see those families and maybe there's a bit of a, not so much jealousy, but an envy. Envy that we see that their families are together. And in no way do we want any family to experience the pain that we have experienced. It's actually quite natural to be envious of what someone else has, and we don't have that. So I'm going to give you permission to give yourself the 5 minutes, the 10 minutes, the 30 minutes to be envious. Because one of the things as Mother's Day comes up is we experience loss 365 days every year. And Mother's Day at times seems hardest just because we have other people out there celebrating and they make it into a party. And yes, on that day, I do spend time with my surviving son. And two things can be true. I can be joyous in spending time with my surviving son. And I can be sad that my oldest son is no longer here. That is what I want for you, to give yourself the grace and permission to say that you can have two emotions at the same time. It doesn't take away one from the other. There is no either or. Let's face it, I know I've done this beforehand, especially in the early years, in the rawness of grief, where I could not hold more than one emotion. And that's perfectly natural if that is where you are. There is no judgment. Give yourself compassion for acknowledging where you are. Because we see everyone else celebrating, we may put on that mask that says, this is where I have to be. No. You get to be who you are right there in the moment. And maybe you have chosen to say, you have made plans to go somewhere, to get together with a brunch with the rest of the family. And that morning, you could wake up and go, it's not what I want. It's okay to change your mind. Or it could be the other way around. Maybe you decided you did not want to go and do anything. And that morning, you could say, I've chosen that I'd like to be around and celebrate. Either way, it's okay. You get to choose what is right for you. Many times, we are allowing others to choose for us. And that is where at times we start hiding behind a mask. And really, the day is just a day. No one says you have to celebrate Mother's Day on that day. Yes, there are all the cards out there, the stores selling flowers for Mother's Day, so you see the advertisements everywhere. And then when the day comes, you could be totally spent and drained. Or maybe you decide that this is a day that you want to take a hike, go for a walk, go to the beach, into the mountains. Whatever brings you joy. And joy is something that comes in the moment also. What I want for you is to be fully present to what you are feeling. And as a mom, as a mother, we are a mother always. You are a mom. When your child lived for only a nanosecond. That does not take away from parenthood, if you so choose. I'm a big believer on choice, as you can see, because as a grief educator, I cannot tell you how to go and do your grief. I can guide you with tips, give you some resources, be here to listen and witness your grief. That is what I want for you, is you're finding your path. And maybe finding isn't the right word in how it lands. Grief is a journey. It is a journey that takes us from the rawness to a path of becoming. And only you are going to know what that becoming is going to be. And this is what I want to offer and say, what are the resources that you need? Do you need someone who's going to listen to you? Do you need a journal that gives you the prompts of where to write and the questions that bring up either your emotions or acknowledgments that are only for you? That is something that is so personal. As we say, grief is like a fingerprint, right? We all have our individual fingerprints, and that's exactly what grief is. It is unique to you. It is unique to the relationship that you had with your child. And what I can offer is to say, whatever you choose to do on that day is right for you. You are going to be the expert on your grief. And that's what I prefer to guide you along in. What is the path that is your path in walking with grief? I believe that we carry love and loss in one breath. No one can take your being a mother away from you. And so for today, I want to acknowledge that however you spend this day is going to be okay. Allow it to be a day of just a day, however you want to spend it, without having it mean more than what it is. And so until next time, thank you for being here, and my heart goes out to all of you. I've been there, and I'm walking with you in this journey.